welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited for today because it's Scrap, Stash and Mayhem Saturday. And of course you can see I have Mayhem here. So let's see, I'm still working with the book pages because, well, I have lots of book pages to work with. But I've made some fun things, and these are, depending on what you do with them, like you can make book pages pretty strong. So I've created these tags. And then, oh, this one here too. And this is just using up stuff that I have. This here is, my granddaughters are here visiting. And we went to our local store and she wrapped stuff in this. It's like tissue, well, tissue paper is what it is. And so I saved it and I'm using it. Because why not? It makes a great backing. You can write on it. And so this little guy here, I also made with a book page. And this tag I had from my scraps, that I had taken my scraps at one point and I cut out a bunch of tags, tucked them away, never used them. So I'm pulling those out and I'm going to decorate them up. And then this guy here has a little pocket here and then a little pocket here. And this card is made with a book page too. So let's have some fun with book pages, shall we? Okay, I'm going to get this stuff out of the way. What did I do with the other ones? Don't know. Oh, I put them over here. Good, good. Okay, so what I do when I'm doing a tag or a journaling card or whatever, I take my book pages, and these ones here, I've already glued them together and let them dry, and I put 2 to 3 pages together at one time, and that creates a fairly, this is 3 pages, but these pages were also kind of thin. So depending on how thick your pages are, glue them together, create something strong. When you glue the front and the back on there, you got a really strong piece of paper, almost like a cardstock. And then with the one with the tag or the pockets, I'm going to shoo my Mayhem over here. Get it out of my way. And so we'll have Mayhem over here and clean spot over here. Gotta have a spot to work, right? Okay, so I think this is what, episode 5 already, I think. And I think most of them I've been doing with book pages. Get all that stuff out of the way. That's one another project. Okay, so to make this one here is, again, very, very simple. So I just take and I have 2 here. Do I have 2 here? No. That's just how thick this page is. It's a nice thick page. If it was a thinner page, you would want to glue them together. So I want my pocket to be the right way. So I'm going to take and put this up to where I want it to be for pocket-wise. And I think maybe that's a nice size tag here. So I'm just going to do this. And then I'm going to take, I'm not going to worry about that. I just take and fold to the center. You fold basically to how wide you want your tag, right? You want a skinny one? Fold it all the way. You want a little thicker? Just leave a little gap. So I'm going to keep my tag about like so. And like so. Maybe a little more. Just a little bit. Okay. I'm excited. My husband and my grandchildren, we're going tomorrow. We're going to go for pedicures and manicures. Well, my husband isn't getting a manicure. Well, he might get a manicure, just no painted nails. So, there we go. And make sure your folds are good. So now you have your pocket in the front, and you have your pockets here if you want to use both of those. Okay, so then I got glue on my fingers. I was playing before I came on to do this. And I'm not going to ink these edges on the pockets because they've already got that natural yellowed look. So I'm just going to take, ooh, this glue really wants to come out. really wants to come out. I don't want it out that much. We're just going to that'll be a fair one too. So then you decide if you're going to put a tuck spot in here, which way you want it to tuck. You want it to tuck in this way or that way? I'm going to have mine tucked this way, so I'm going to glue this down and maybe hopefully get that air bubble out of my glue bottle. Anything to catch? Nope. Okay, and then I'm just going to take and get this up here, like so. Okay, now I am going to take a piece of something here, because you can either leave, well, you know, it'll be okay. It'll be all right. I could have trimmed that off, but I kind of like the look of the ratty tatty. I'm a ratty tatty kind of gal. I can see that glue is not dry yet. Might be causing me some grief. Or it might be giving me that time to go, you know what, trim that. How about that? Trim that is telling me trim that. So let's trim that. So you guys enjoying your weekend so far? Today is actually Friday. And we are going for a pedicure and manicure, which would be today for you, but yesterday, no. Today for you. How's that work? Yeah, today for both of us. We're going on Saturday. Yeah. Don't know what the heck you're talking about. Okay, so there we go. And this glue is going to just do this to me, isn't it? Because that air bubble. Let's get this. See if we can get that out of there. Okay, hopefully that worked. And because I don't have anything better to wipe it on, I get it dry. We have a big rainstorm coming tonight. It's supposed to be lots of rain in our forecast. Okay, so then I put my lid on my glue because it's just not going to stop. If you haven't done this yet with an old credit card or old, not bank card, but well, old bank card, any kind of old card, gift card, whatever. This is something really handy to do, to just cut 4 corners, different angles. And then you always got that to make your corners the same. It's a very, very handy dandy little thing. And a credit card that I never activated, so all the more better. Okay. Now we just have to decorate, which is always a good, fun thing. And I have some things pulled aside here. And this here is one of those tags that I created from scraps and I never did anything with. So this one here, I just have these. What have I ever gotten? I have Mayhem here, don't I? I had a longer one here somewhere, but apparently it is not with me. Oh, I see what happened. Okay, so this is going to not fit in here because I didn't make my pocket wide enough. So I'm going to have to trim it down. And that means that one's going to have to get trimmed down. So let's do kind of a straight line here. We're going to take you about like so. I apparently have this. I don't know where. I said mayhem. I got mayhem in this craft room, I'm telling you. And then I'm just going to take and, because I think that should be good there. Like so. If you watch me at all, you know I don't measure. I don't measure. I just kind of do it this kind of way. I wing it and hope for the best. Okay, let's see. Is this going to work now? Yes, it will. So now we know. There we go. Down all the way. Okay, I can see, judging by this here, it has gone off track a little bit. So we're just going to straighten out like so. And that's probably what's causing me my issues, I would say. Would you like that? Amazing. All right, let's see what we're going to do with this guy. Let's put it right down in the center. And we're going to keep the length the same. There. Trim that up. I'm telling you, I have been finding so much stuff. Oh, you were supposed to leave that in. Oh well, whatever. I'm finding so much stuff that I have forgotten about, never used, bought, never used. I have a whole package here. I don't even know what's all in there. Never opened. So this is a really good project, a very good series to just come craft with me. Try and go for a half hour and use up some of the, just use up our stuff. Let me put that butterfly there. We need here. So we're going to put the butterfly. We'll see. Do this first. Okay. I'm looking for something like this. Just to go on here like a delicate little, yeah. Just to pretty that up. Give it some. I had another, oh, this guy here. I'll have to trim that down too, apparently. That's what I guess, you know, that I did these tags based on the one that I did before, which obviously I folded and made it a bit bigger than when I did this one. So no worries. That's why we have scissors. Okay. I'm going to put this right about here. I'd say, oh. I just want the simplicity of one rose on there. That's all I want. Just the simplicity. Don't even want anything saying on it, no saying on it. Just simplicity. Okay, and that one, we're going to leave that one just as is. We're just going to go like that. And then this one, oh, I guess I better take and cut this one down too while I'm at it, eh? That's about right. We went Friday. I gotta remember. You guys are watching this tomorrow. I'm doing it today, but you guys are watching this tomorrow. So Friday, we went to our local bakery and bought a few things. We went to the most loved store, Creekside, and we had some goodies from there. And we had, the girls got a matcha. Have you ever had that? I don't know. It's a green tea something or other. They were happy with that. Okay, let's see. We need something on this tag. We need something here. Oh, I think I like just that. I like simple because we're doing this so that it will fit into any journal that we're doing. or if you even, you know, you make these things ahead of time, even if you make stuff like this, tags ahead of time, they don't have to necessarily be for a journal. You can use them as a gift tag too, right? Many, many options. So I'm going to take, and I want something that is, I had a nice little label here. I went, oh, that would be cool. I have lots of labels, but not apparently the one that I'm looking for right at this particular moment. But we can do this. We'll do this instead. I just want to leave that in there. I want to, or do I want to, what do I want to do? Do I want to put some, just, you know what, I think I want to do this. Scratch that. And we're just going to put this here. And I think we'll do that like that. That's a little something. Okay, so I couldn't get the glue to stop coming out. Now I can't get it to come out. There we go. Isn't that the way? My granddaughters and I, yesterday, we played 12 games of Yahtzee. And they're waiting for me to come back and play again. So I'm guessing we're probably going to get a good 6 games in today, too. Which is okay. I haven't played Yahtzee in years. And out of the 12 games we played, I won 2. So they're having fun. They're having fun, you know, beating Grandma. Okay. I'm going to put butterfly here because that tag might not stay in here. And I just want that little color background in behind there. Okay. And I just seen this little one here. And I'm just wondering. No. Nay. We'll save that for back here. So what we want to do here is we want to create a card. One of these, a journaling card. So let's do that. And I am just going to do this. So I'm going to take, I'm going to cut around here because we don't really necessarily need all the blank around there. We're going to just print, right? Makes for a little shorter card, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. It's actually, you know, I'm really enjoying finding a use for all the book pages because you kind of get overwhelmed. I got overwhelmed. I had just so much. And there's just, you know, the more stuff you have, the harder it is to, oh boy, that does almost all fit in there, doesn't it? Oh, I got glue up there. Okay, so we're going to, I think we're going to cup right here because we're going to make it a long journal card, but it'll be short. Okay, and so then we're going to take this, and we're going to go right about here. I think I'll give myself a line to, I'm drawing a line. And of course, with using book pages, you gotta be careful as to what's on there. I've found a few things that, like, oh, I don't want to put that there. That looks more like a tag than anything, doesn't it? We can cut that a little shorter too, just to bring it down to, I'm going to bring it down to about here. Yeah, right about here. No sale. Yeah, we'll do the no sale. Okay, there we go. That's good. I like that. I like that size. Okay, so then I'm going to take and I'm going to use the large one around my corners. Like so. Perfect. And is everything okay? Yeah. Oh, no, that might not be okay. Don't read it. So I'm going to take this lovely tissue paper that I got. And I'm just going to rip me a piece. Like so. And I'm going to quickly put that over top. This should not be a bad book, but apparently it's not a great one. A great. Okay, there we go. Glue over top. And I'm just going to do this because I want some of the words to show on the outside. And I'm going to take my glue stick and just spread my glue around. Just, you know. And then we're just going to plop this down. And we're going to let that dry for a little bit. And we're going to rip it off. So let's let that dry. And I'm just going to rip this off around here because we don't need all that hanging out. This makes a great background on words and such too. It really does. Okay. Now my glue is wet, so it's going to take a little bit to get it to splatten out, but that's okay. It'll be fine. So this is going to be the front of my card. Oh, I think this one better. That's one thing about using those stickers. You get all those pieces, those plastic pieces. Let's see, what about this guy? That's pretty. You gotta admit that's pretty. Okay, let's just... I'm just taking and ripping. It should... Oh, there's a piece of tape on there. That's why that's not ripping off. There's tape on there. Should have looked. Okay. Should have looked before I glued it on. There we go. You can't rip tape. So I'm just going to tear that off. And I think what we might do, because I am going to say that I'm still going to be able to see what's, if I really tried, yeah, I can still see what's on in behind that. So we're going to put something over top of that so that we can not see that no more. Just another piece of, and I might just take and do that and then put that like that. That looks good. Oh, tonight the girls and I were making Chinese food. That should be lots of fun. It's fun to cook with. They're at that age where they like to cook. And so we have lots of fun in the kitchen. We did pizzas the other night. Those are pretty yummy. So as you can see, with doing these little episodes, I don't really get rid of a lot of stash, but it encourages me to start using my stash. And I'm hoping that's what it does for you too. Because it really does feel better. It really does feel like you've accomplished something, or it gives you, I don't know. I feel so much better when I see that I have used my stash and made a dent in it. There we go. Nice little journaling spot. You still see the page in there. Okay, oops. Okay, we can get rid of this stuff. Okay. So now what are we going to do on the front here? I'm thinking something like this, but let's ink this now. It gives me that look. Pretty. I know not everybody likes inking, but I do. Yeah. Oh, and we got the letter today from our internet provider. I'm very excited to announce that we are getting what they call Infinite, which is their version of the fiber optics, the high speed internet, which means I can download my videos faster, and I like that idea. Okay, because sometimes, you know, it takes so long, and I do mean long. Now, do we want to put a lady with that? No. Do we want to put her over here? No. Oh. I kind of like the lady there because I like the black at it. It might be this thing that's throwing me off a little bit. So let's see if maybe we have, what we got here? I just love those little roses. I wish I had more of those. Okay. So we have purple here. I don't want that. Like that. Oh, that's pretty. But I think we need a little bit more behind her. So as I said, that just gives a nice little, you know, a little something. And we have this one here. Ooh, I think it's, oh, look at that. Oh, there we go. Okay, get rid of that for a moment. And we're just going to put some glue on this. And glue this down like so, right? I think that's what we had, isn't it? I think. Or close to it. It works. And then I'm going to take and put glue on here just to get our backing in where we want it. And I think that should do both. So, okay. Don't want to glue it to the thing yet. Okay. And we'll just take and do little bits like that. I like that. And do I have a little piece of, I need a little piece of something over here. A little piece of something. Ooh, what about a little bit of piece of, yes. Okay. And we're just going to Put like, oh, here, puppy. No. What are we doing? Maybe what we need to do is put her in here. And then we need something right there. But we can't flip this up too much because we need it to slide into the pocket. Right? So let's cut this in half. This way. And then I'm just going to take and put a little bit in this corner. I forgot my corners. Okay. Just like this. So we're going to put a little bit in this corner here. Just let it stick out like that. And then I think maybe let's do a little in this corner. So it looks like it's going in behind and down. We can always trim off if it's too much. Okay. Now, let's take and glue this down. I don't want to put too much glue on the tissue paper because that shows through. Okay, and behind here we need that to stick. There we go. And we'll just take and put that like that. I think they're getting restless. I think they're done playing Yahtzee by themselves. Okay. And we're just going to stick this. Of course, we're going to let that dry before we take and stick it in anywhere. There we go. Little much. Okay. And put a little flower for her. There we go. There we go. I think we'll put her right about. Oh, not want her straight. Want her stand straight. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, and now I happen to have. Oh, look at that! That works perfect. I think they're getting restless, so I'm going to have to finish this off, and then I'll show you just quickly how I make a tag, but I won't decorate it. There. I like that purple on there. I think that adds. Okay, and then we're going to take that bit of page that we have left over here, and we will take and, oh, where did my punch go? Where did my whale tail punch go? I probably covered it all. There it is. Okay. Just going to get that in there like so. And then make sure there's nothing in here that's not good. I don't check the pages before I glue them together, but I do check them when I'm going to use them. Just do a quick scan over them and make sure that all is well. Okay. I have Mr. Buggy Boo here, my supervisor. He's licking my toes. Okay. There we go. That works. All right, so we have now this here ready to go. I still have Mayhem. I have taken out too much stuff here. but that's okay. Better to have and not need than need and not have it, right? Okay, so we have a little journaling card there. Looks pretty. Oh, look at, I didn't plan that, but that looks really great there. Okay, and I think I would probably take and ink all this. And we're going to do a little word for here. And I have this that I cut off of another project. I was doing something else and I cut that off. So let's use that and let's find this word. Elegance works for me. And we're just going to trim this up. I'm just trimming the word itself so it fits in there better. And I'm going to put, again, some cheesecloth in there. There we go. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited to get that higher internet, that high speed. Oh, the one time it took almost 2 days to upload an hour-long video, and then it told me after it said it was done, it said, oh, it was corrupt and they couldn't use it. I'm like, ah. So then I had to start it over again, and then it was another 18 hours or something. So to upload a 1 hour video, that's really kind of ridiculous if you ask me, that it takes that long. So them giving the high speed here is awesome. Okay, I'm just gonna get that out of here. I know, Buggy Boo, I know. Mommy's just about done. And you're doing such a good job of supervising. So we're just going to take and we're going to glue this in such a way that it's going to hang off the edge and not interrupt us putting our cards in there. So I'm just going to hold this here so I know whereabouts to put it. Oh, I want to put it up about there. There. So there's a cool little pocket tag that was made from a book page. Well, actually a few book pages, right? Okay, so there's that one. And then when I take a tag, to make a tag, I'm just going to do a tag real quick. Show you how I do it. There's many ways you could do it, but this is how I do it. Now these are smaller ones here, so smaller pages. So it's going to be a little different than using the larger one. But you can take, I'm going to put that up there. Get rid of a little bit of the mayhem on my desk. Okay. So all I do is I take and I fold my page and I fold it to where I want, how thick I want my tag. Trying to keep the center of the page kind of, a little bit. So with this one, I'm going to have a fair gap here. But I like the width of it. And I see I took one over more than what I needed to. But whatever. It's okay. And then I just take and... Now here is where you could... And that maybe is in fact what we will do. You don't know what I'm going to do yet, do you? No. Okay, let's get the glue down here. Oozes and then it doesn't want to come out. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Get that all nicely glued. Okay. Then I'm just going to take this book page and I'm just going to cut, because that's just going to add more strength to my page. And I'm going to cut it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut this down first. Right? Because I don't want all that. so or keep the page the same size. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut along here. There we go. Normally, if you're using a little bigger page, it doesn't matter. You don't get that gap in there. And you can make a little narrower to bring that gap over and have a tall skinny tag. Or do this, I could have made it even bigger, but that's okay. I'm okay with everything that I've done here so far. Okay. Get this in here. There we go. Okay. And then again, I just take my handy dandy I have some big changes coming up in September. I'm kind of taking August to kind of sit back and get caught up on some things. I have a workshop coming up, 2 workshops coming up that I'm getting ready for. But I'm also kind of just sitting back and taking a breather and, oh boy, is that ever thick. Taking a little bit of a breather and deciding, you know, things to do with my Facebook group. And I think I'm going to hold a few, no, I don't think, I know I'm going to hold a few giveaways. I am 240 subscribers away from 1,000 YouTube subscribers. So I'm going to do a giveaway when I get to the 1,000 subscribers. That's a little ways away, but you know, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, I would love you to subscribe. And you know, you could also share my channel. That'd be awesome. But also join my Facebook group, because there'll be a lot of I'm doing some things in there too, and one of the things that I am doing in there, I'm going to offer a giveaway on, but I'm working through all of that right now in my little head. Okay, so that was a quick and easy tag, and that's not going to bend anywhere. And then just to make it so that it's a writing spot, all you have to do is have these papers here. These are pulled out of something, and I just keep using them little by little. And I cut this off because I like to use that too. Maybe not necessarily here, but I do like to use that because that's fun. It's fun. And then this here, I would just tear. I just tear it. Right? And you want to leave some of the page in there. You want to see the book page. No sense in using book page if you're not going to look at it. So I'm going to take this off about like so. So, book page, ink it. I'm surprised Megan's being so quiet. You gotta get a visual of this. I can't move my camera to show you, but he's by the door, looking under the door with his bum up in the air. I always tell him when he does that, oh, you got your bum up in the air like you just don't care. He's snooping under the door, but he's being quiet, so we're just going to leave him there for a moment. Anyways, so that is how I do, using up my scraps and my stash. And let's use a little bit of stash here, shall we? Let's put some little there. Just it doesn't have to be a lot, but now the one problem, and if you're following with me, you might have this problem too, because we're creating things, we're building a stash from our stash, if that makes any sense, right? We're making things to use in our journals, but maybe not necessarily be using right away. And then what comes down to is, where do we store all this stuff? So I've got a plan for that too. And this one here, I'm just going to leave this one for today, because I think we're probably past the half hour. Ow, ooh, don't poke that right up your finger, underneath your nail. Ooh, that hurt. I have a plan. I do have a plan, an idea as to how to create a place that we can find our makes and use them quickly in our journals. So there we go. There's using some book pages, tags, and pockets. And I will see you next week with, I don't know what we're going to do next week. We're going to still go with the book pages. I have a couple of ideas. But anyways, have your stash ready, your book pages ready, and join me next week for another episode of Stash, Scraps, and Mayhem. And thank you so much for joining me today, and have yourself a great weekend. Bye-bye.